Welcome to a new SmarkCast. Alright, not a whole lot to cover today, nothing really huge happened, especially in the WWE. But I do want to start off with something a little different that I don't normally do, because I feel it really needs to be kind of talked about. But Saturday there was a Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I don't really talk about Ring of Honor that much, but has to be talked about this time. People who know me know that I'm a huge Ring of Honor and NJPW fan, and they held a pay-per-view together, and it was off the charts awesome. I mean, it was better than anything the WWE has produced in the past year. It's insane. I mean, there were like 3 4+ star matches. I mean, it was just everything about it was great. It was, and that's my phone. Awesome. But I mean, Kevin Steen had an awesome match. AJ Styles had an awesome match. Of course, the Young Bucks had an awesome match. That one to me was match of the night. Young Bucks versus Red Dragon was just amazing. But I know most of my fan base is mostly WWE fans, so it's not like some of you even know what I'm talking about. But that's the problem, is that people don't know Ring of Honor, and people should know Ring of Honor. So if you actually have never seen a Ring of Honor show or anything like that, I'm telling you, you need to somehow find out how to watch Ring of Honor War of the Worlds, which was this pay-per-view on Saturday, and that might make you a fan, because it was just an awesome show, just dead on. And the weird thing about it was Kevin Steen in his match. Kevin Steen's one of the best wrestlers in Ring of Honor. He's awesome. He's not got the bodybuilder body. He's got more of a Bray Wyatt body, but still he's amazing. And but he did a little farewell speech, because apparently it's his last time in that arena. And he has been tweeting some weird stuff. He just recently got a WWE tryout, and he's been tweeting. He tweeted one that was weird, is like off to Florida. Now that could mean anything, but Florida is the home of WWE or not WWE headquarters, but one of the WWE training centers. So he may have gotten signed. That's the rumor, that he got signed to WWE. And that brings me to my next thing, is WWE has been signing some awesome talent recently. Mainly, I'm only going to cover 2, and that is possibly Kevin Steen and, of course, Prince Devitt. Prince Devitt is a major star in NJPW. He's done a lot of independent wrestling. He's really amazing. He's a little guy, not like Rey Mysterio little, but little. I'm sure you've seen pictures on Twitter or Facebook or anything of this wrestler who dresses like Venom and Carnage. He paints himself black and has the Venom eyes and everything, and it's like 3D. It's great. He paints the top of the mouth here, the bottom of the mouth here, and he like leans back and he looks like Venom. And as a comic book fan, that makes me say yay. You know, that's like when Ring of Honor announced that they were doing a show with NJPW. I squealed like a little schoolgirl, because it's just I love it when they do shows together. But Prince Devitt coming in, he will probably go to NXT for a little bit, but he will probably be bumped up to the Raw roster rather quickly. And that would be great with me, because he's just an amazing talent and an awesome heel. It is a little sad that he is being taken away from the Bullet Club, because the Bullet Club, for those, once again, who don't know what the Bullet Club is, it's basically a major stable in NJPW and Ring of Honor and several other places, consisting of like Doc Gallows, the Young Bucks, now AJ Styles, and they're kind of like the most dominant force in professional wrestling right now, and it's really, they're just insanely impressive. So I'm actually saddened that they're taking Prince Devitt away from the Bullet Club, but they replaced him with AJ Styles, so that's kind of a plus, because AJ Styles is amazing. All right, but they are signing all this new talent, which is really going to help. because right now what they need is new talent. They're really starting to fall back on the relying on the older talent, and they need to start focusing on some new talent, which they're doing too, but they're still falling back to that old thing. Now, for Raw, I'm really not going to cover Raw that much because nothing really happened. Raw was WWE has a thing where if Raw is pre-taped and or in another country, and this Raw was from London, from the London O2 Arena, it's usually a throwaway Raw. Nothing happens. It's basically a house show. It's basically like they're gonna be this match, and this match, and that's what's gonna happen. A lot of people are saying, like when I made that argument on Twitter, a lot of people kind of got back to me. It's like, no, they furthered the WWE World Heavyweight Championship storyline and furthered the Intercontinental storyline, and they even furthered the Evolution Shield storyline, but really they didn't. Basically, Stephanie McMahon said, well, I could strip Daniel Bryan of the title, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, he's going to hand it over next week when we're back in America. Speaking of which, they are back in America, and they're in my hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. The Thompson Bowling Arena where Raw is being held is 8 minutes that way. It's 8 minutes down the road. I can be at the arena no time. And I've got some tickets. I'm going to be at Raw, which is going to be awesome. I'm going to be tweeting live from Raw. Hopefully we're going to be a good crowd, because that's one thing that London did have, was an amazing crowd. I really liked that crowd. It was hot. I mean, it was great. There were some mistakes made by WWE that kind of killed the crowd at some time. But that's not. I mean, it's just that's the way they work. If it's not in America and it's pre-taped, they usually just like, you know what, let's just treat this like a house show, and they do that. And they just scoot it forward. So what? I mean, and they're like, well, we're gonna do the main storyline of him handing over the title and telling you what happens to the title when we're back in America, and that's kind of shady, especially considering that it was the Raw, one of the last Raws before pay-per-view, and really you're going to want to build up your storylines, and they didn't really further anything. They built them up, but they didn't really do anything. The Wyatt John Cena, that's probably one of the best storylines they got going on right now. Nothing really happened with that. It was just Bray Wyatt did his thing, which it was awesome. He's always amazing, and John Cena did his thing, but it didn't really add anything to the feud. Evolution and Shield, once again, Shield beats up Evolution and stands tall, not really adding anything to the feud. It's just brawling, basically. As for the Intercontinental thing, this is just a rehash of what they did last month, which last month they had the tournament, and it was like whoever wins goes for the Intercontinental title. This one was a beat the clock challenge. Whoever wins gets to go for the Intercontinental title. I don't find this to be making a storyline. I think this is more of who is going to be beaten by Barrett. It's like I don't really have a reason why I want to see RVD and Barrett beyond the actual match. You need to make me want to see it. Make it like make RVD look like an actual threat, or make RVD even just talk crap about Barrett. Either one. I mean, you could do anything, but there's really no storyline there. It's just who's going to face him next. And you got to build up stuff like that, especially for a title. You got to make sure there's a reason why you want to see these two go at it. So there was no further storylines. It was a throwaway Raw. However, it was still a decent Raw. It was better than last week, definitely. As for the mistakes, I think the biggest mistake of the night was having Alicia Fox beat Paige clean. Actually having Alicia Fox win is not a mistake. That's actually good, because it makes her look like a threat to the title. And to actually build up a feud or make it look like someone can actually lose a title is a really good thing. But in this case, Paige is from England, and you really, that was my dog. You really want the hometown heroes to win to keep the crowd happy. And if you watched when Alicia Fox beat Paige, the crowd just went silent, and it kind of killed the crowd for a good 30 minutes. Like, the next match didn't get anything. So, but I mean, if my hometown hero, there are no wrestlers from Knoxville, Tennessee. I mean, Kane lives near Knoxville, Tennessee, and Zeb Coulter used to be a hero in Knoxville, Tennessee with Smoky Mountain Wrestling. But beyond that, we don't have anyone from Knoxville. We have Jerry the King Lawler from Memphis, but that's 6 hours away. So, either way, if you want your hometown heroes to win it. So, the other thing that happened was Adam Rose actually attacked someone, which is really cool. He didn't just throw someone out of the ring or pull the ropes down. He actually attacked someone. Really cool thing. It showed that he has anger, which is awesome. And I think that Adam Rose has a chance if WWE doesn't Fandango him or just kind of give him a joke storyline. Like, don't put him in there with Santino, and well, that won't happen because they're both baby faces, but don't put him in there with 3MB and stuff like that. Put him in there with real competition, and you might actually get something out of Adam Rose because the crowd is behind him. They just got to keep kind of doing what they're doing right now and keeping the crowd behind him, and he has a chance. The same can be said for another one coming in who's debuting Friday, Bo Dallas. A lot of people hate Bo Dallas. I like Bo Dallas. His persona is really, really unique because it's just he is so delusional about everything. He thinks he's better than he is. He thinks everyone likes him, and he's just very cocky, egotistical, but it's not like a malicious egotistical or anything like that. He's just so delusional about who he is, and you got to believe. And in reality, his message is a positive one, but he's a villain, and it's really unique. You can kind of tell he's Bray Wyatt's brother because he's very unique, and that's the same thing with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's unique. So, all right, but that was pretty much Raw. Nothing really happened. No big woo moments. No big amazing thing. I mean, it's cool that Daniel Bryan's going to be at Raw Monday. It might be his last appearance for a while. No one knows. The main rumor is he'll be back for SummerSlam, which is 3 months. That means that we got Payback, Money in the Bank, Battleground, and then SummerSlam. Which means we got 4. He's not going to be back for 3 pay-per-views, which means that he probably will be stripped of the title, and I was wrong on that. I said I don't think he'll be stripped of the title. I think he'll be back, but there is that chance that he could be back by Money in the Bank. The surgery he had usually has I think it's like a 10-week healing period. But I mean, this is for like an elite athlete, which means it'll be shortened. It could be shortened to 6 weeks, which would put him back at Money in the Bank. And I mean, with my thing last week where I said Stephanie McMahon could come out there and say, you know what, we're stripping you of the title, all smiles like she did on Raw. Finally, she's beaten Daniel Bryan type thing. And of course, they can have, I think it's a great idea, have Vince McMahon come out there and say, you're not stripping him of the title, we're just not going to have a title match, we're going to have a match to see who fights him next at Payback. And, they have it Kane versus somebody, and continue it from there, and then have Vince McMahon be an advocate for Daniel Bryan. That makes Stephanie McMahon mad. Stephanie McMahon forms her own team against Vince McMahon, and we have a war. We have a McMahon war. McMahon wars are always great. I mean, we've had 3 or 4 McMahon wars, and every time they're freaking entertaining. So why not do that? This is what I meant by WWE has a golden opportunity right here. to do something great. Will they do it? I don't know. Hopefully. But that's what I want to talk about next. The WWE title picture left wide open. I'm going to go with worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, he's out till SummerSlam. Daniel Bryan is gone, which means title picture wide open. Batista, Randy Orton, Triple H, all of them gone right now. All of them are in a different feud so they can't go for it, which means it's time for the younger talent to step up. John Cena is taking a back seat right now. He doesn't want the title. Right now he wants Big E. He wants to elevate the younger stars, because regardless on what you guys think about John Cena does not have an ego. John Cena is actually a really good guy that cares about the business. Look at what he's doing right now. He's stepping back, and he's in a feud with Bray Wyatt that he is losing. He wants to elevate Big E. He wants to elevate the younger stars to give the WWE a future. And arguably, actually, it's not even arguably. This is fact. Bray Wyatt's character, Bray Wyatt's popularity, Bray Wyatt's everything is being elevated right now by John Cena, because he's beating John Cena on the mic. He's beating John Cena in the ring. So right now, Bray Wyatt could lose every match from now until WrestleMania, and his character would be fine, because he is so elevated by this feud. And which brings me to the next thing. And just in case, just in case my friends at Wrestling Heads Radio are watching, I don't know if they are or not. I wanted to show them this. This is my notebook. I write down all the thoughts that I'm going to say on my show, and I only had one thought for this week, and I wrote it on Sunday, and you can't see it because of the light, but it says what I'm about to say, basically. And if you don't listen to Wrestling Heads Radio, you really need to listen to Wrestling Heads Radio. It's a really good show. It's entertaining. It's thought-provoking. It's really cool. But they said exactly what I am about to say, because I'm just want them to know that I'm not copying them, and I'm sure they do know that, because we often agree on everything. There are some things we don't agree on, but on this one, dead on. So, like, one thing we definitely agree on is Alicia Fox. I think Alicia Fox is garbage, and they think Alicia Fox is garbage. I think that this feud, I'm okay with it only because I know Paige is going to win, because Paige is just holding on to the title until AJ gets back so they can do a feud. So I don't think Alicia Fox is going to win it, which means I'm okay with this feud, even though the match is going to be crappy because Alicia Fox can't do crap. But this is, okay, so the title picture is wide open. There are only 2 people in the roster right now that really deserve the title. John Cena's not going to get it. Randy Orton, Batista, Triple H, not going to get it. There's only 2 people. Number 1, Brock Lesnar. He just beat The Undertaker. His status is pretty elevated right now. So, what do? Do you give it to Brock Lesnar? No, because Brock Lesnar will not be back until SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar has a very limited schedule, and the last thing you want is for him to be in a title picture right now, because they're going to need him for SummerSlam and Survivor Series and WrestleMania. They're going to need him for those events. So that leaves one person, and one person only, which I'm not sure how many of you agree with me, but Bray Wyatt. Give him the title. Let him hold on to it. And this is why I think that. The 2 arguably most popular people in the WWE right now, Barrett's up there, and The Shield is way up there. Evolution's way up there. But there are 2 people who are head and shoulders above everybody, and that's Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. They've had a feud before. It was an epic feud. It ended with Bray Wyatt winning clean. So Bray Wyatt holds a a clean win over the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. They could do so much with this right now. Since Daniel Bryan's out, they're going to need to really focus on feuds right now because with him out, they don't know what they're going to do. Shield and Evolution will probably go on until at least Money in the Bank. I think it should go on until Battleground. And Bray Wyatt and John Cena have a feud going on right now that is probably the top feud out there. And that, I think they need to end that because it has been going on a little long and I don't want it to get stale. I think they need to end it at Payback with Bray Wyatt standing tall, winning clean, and coming out on top. And then don't know what they do after that because Payback's going to have to do something where, they're going to have a match that maybe they have do an NJPW style where they have a battle royal and the last two men standing are going to a match at Money in the Bank to see who is the champion. They could kind of skip the WWE World Heavyweight title picture, go into Money in the Bank, have two Money in the Bank matches, one for the title, one for the briefcase. Because I don't think they should only have one for the title. You really need that briefcase to be a part of the WWE because it's actually one of the more intriguing storylines of the year. So don't get rid of that. I don't know what they could do, but have Bray Wyatt somehow inserted into that title picture and have him win it. Just let him carry it until SummerSlam, where you create an epic feud between Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is the returning hero, and go straight against Bray Wyatt. And then you have just a 3-4 month long feud between those two, with Daniel Bryan winning it back. That would let Bray Wyatt hold that title for 5 months, and that's pretty good with by today's standards, because CM Punk holding it for over a year was a freak phenomenon. The titles are not held very long nowadays, so you have that. And then the best thing about this though is with Daniel Bryan feuding with Bray Wyatt again, you would have a completely split down the middle crowd. The crowd wouldn't know what to do because you've got the yes chant and you've got the whole world in his hands singing. You just can't. The people wouldn't be able to know what to do. I don't know who to cheer for because Wyatt's clearly the heel here, but we all love Bray Wyatt, and Daniel Bryan is the underdog, and we all love the underdog. We all love Daniel Bryan, so they would have epic matches. I think that is the best scenario you could possibly do. Bray Wyatt holds the title, Daniel Bryan comes back and takes it from him, and then when he does, you bring Brock Lesnar back, and that starts another feud with Daniel Bryan. With, of course, if you did that though, Brock Lesnar would have to lose. But either way, I think that's the best thing they got right now. I think the worst thing they could do is give it to John Cena. That would pretty much kill all momentum that WWE has right now, because WWE is fresh right now. Cena is not in the title picture, Cena doesn't have a title, and Cena's not even close to a title. So giving him a title would just kill it. So just keep the title off of Cena and really just start pushing the young guys. Barrett's going to be coming up soon. Sheamus, I don't know what they're going to do with him. The rumor is they're going to turn him heel and him join Evolution. I don't know if that would work, because I don't think that Sheamus has the Evolution type thing. So, but then again, Batista's going to be leaving soon, so they're going to need someone to replace Batista, and that's Sheamus, because he's a big guy and powerful. Well, I don't know what they're going to do there, but the WWE title picture is wide open, and right now I'm really excited for what we have in the WWE, because I genuinely don't know what they're going to do. Sometimes it's things like this. Unfortunately takes a wrestler to get injured and get knocked out of the title picture to really open up what we can see from the WWE. Take Stone Cold Steve Austin's neck injury, for example. He had to leave, and that made Triple H step up, that made The Rock step up, that made just everyone have to step up. And it really upped the WWE's game, and that was some of the best times we had in WWE. And it all stemmed from Stone Cold Steve Austin leaving and them having to go for the other talent. And right now, that's one thing that WWE has, is talent. They have a lot of people. They have Barrett. They have Bray Wyatt. They have just an endless amount of people. Dolph Ziggler could step up, which would be great. Damian Sandow could get out of the jobber scene. I mean, ADR, Alberto Del Rio is one of the most boring people on the mic, and he's not exciting in the ring unless you put him in there with elite talent. So he could possibly do something, and be maybe not in the title picture, but you could elevate him in some way. Adam Rose, for those who've never seen him fight as Leo Kruger, he's an amazing talent. The talent in NXT is endless right now. So we've got just so much that we could do. And Daniel Bryan, it's like when CM Punk quit. When CM Punk quit, this elevated WWE because they had to push someone into the spotlight, and it had to be Daniel Bryan, and it made for some of the best television. So a lot of the times it takes something like this to happen, and Daniel Bryan will be back, and when he comes back, it'll be epic, especially if Monday night is his last appearance until he comes back. If you don't even mention Daniel Bryan, like you mentioned him offhand, oh, Daniel Bryan was the champion kind of thing, but don't have him show up on TV. Let him stay home and recoup. And if you do that, when he comes back, have it be a big surprise, and everyone will go nuts, and he'll still be that top face. I'm just saying, WWE does not need to rely on its older talent. Don't throw Triple H into the title picture. Don't throw Batista into the title picture. Don't throw Randy Orton into the title picture. Don't throw the Shield into the title picture just yet. Just keep it going. Just keep going what they're doing right now and focusing on the younger talent. But the Bray Wyatt winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship would be epic, because I still am predicting a Luke Harper and Eric Rowan tag team title win at Payback. I think they're going to beat the Usos, and that's going to be the end of the Usos' reign. And that would mean that Bray would have the World Heavyweight Championship, and they would have the tag team championships, and that shows dominance. They have gold. They have belts. Like when the Shield had 3 belts, and it made them look great, even though Dean Ambrose never freaking defended his belt. But it's I mean, they ended up losing it, but it's no big deal. So the main point here is WWE has a golden opportunity to bring us something that we haven't got a lot of, and that's entertainment. I mean, we get an hour and a half's worth of entertainment out of a Raw, and the other hour and a half is complete throwaway. It's crap divas matches, like Natalia versus Nikki because she didn't like her painting. The dumbest thing I've ever seen. We get crap like El Torito versus Hornswoggle, which is, to me, crap. I don't see how everyone was such a big fan of that match. To me, that match was crap. Stupid spot fest. Like, we just get crap right now because the WWE is so focused on main feuds. I don't think we've had a real mid-card feud in a really, really, really long time. This is why I'm talking about, like, stop having the tournaments and the beat the clock challenges, and give Barrett a feud. Give Bad News Barrett a actual feud. Give him a good mid-card feud. Give him Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler and him could put on a show. But just do something with it. Give us a good mid-card feud. That was always what the WWE had in the 80s and the 90s. We had Mr. Perfect feuding with everybody, and it was some of the top feuds. And it was for the Intercontinental Championship. It didn't have to be for the title. It didn't have to be just the top guy. And Mr. Perfect's, is Hall of Fame. He's going to be Hall of Fame. I think he actually already is Hall of Fame. But I don't know. But WWE has a chance to give us something. So hopefully they'll do it. We'll see. I'll see live because they're going to be 8 minutes down the road, and I've got tickets. So it's going to be awesome. Ready for that. They're going to be right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Thanks, Foley. All right. 30 minutes is up. I'm going to get off here. I know this was a giant rant. It wasn't really a much of a normal SmarkCast, but I know people who like my rants. So anyway, I'm going to get off here because I've got things to do today. But thank you for watching SmarkCast. If you want to email me, smarkcast@gmail.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter, ask me some questions on Twitter. Minus Darren, MINUSDARRIN. And thank you for watching once again.